Yo, what's up everyone? Another day, or actually another week. Another live stream. Here we are. Hope you're all doing good. A nice move to the downside. What were we looking for at the end of last week? So, how was your weekend? Let me know if you did anything interesting. I'm always curious to know. My wife and I, we went to Cap de Ale yesterday and enjoyed our day there. It was really fun. And I can show you some bits and pieces before jumping into the content. No. Okay, so what we're gonna do in today's live stream is not looking at my Instagram page, by the way, but step one is a little bit of chatting, saying hi. I'll show you what I did yesterday by going through the stories. I uploaded stories, so I can just show you a bit about my weekend. And then we go into Elliott waves, right? We go and check out the chart. Nice move to the downside. Hit support, nice reaction at some support over here. We already have pretty much a 1% bounce. So pretty good, no? Pretty good. What a day so far. What a start of the week. Nice move to the downside. And we're going to analyze this bit of price action. Actually, not too much changed compared to what I said in the morning with an impulse versus ABC. But I'll explain it in a bit more detail soon. And we can have a look at the 4-hour time frame as well. Right? So, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Senat, by the way, welcome to Bronze. It's your, I think, third month now as you have the gold badge, but you have gold between 3 and 6. And after 6, I think it might turn green, I think. Then you get green and then blue at a year. But, thanks for being a member again, man. The card expired. Yeah, happens. Solid Fab, Senat, Carl, welcome. Poemit. Bitcoin bounced off the point of control. Yeah, weekly naked point of control of the previous week was here, so we hit that, and we have a daily here as well. So a bit of support at least. Brahim, welcome. Eva, good to have you here. Eva, everyone, not Leva. I learned this when Eva was in the south of France, and we met together with my wife in the city center of Nice. Hope you're doing good, Eva. Pierre, welcome. Everyone coming in. Pierre, I met Pierre when moving to France in Avignon. Good afternoon from the Avignon's bridge. Very nice. Okay, you're going for a walk or a hike today, Pierre. Nice. Jealous. Dejan, what's up? Serega, bonjour, hello. Hola. I don't know this one though. Reinfield, hope you're good. Jeroen, welcome, man. Hopefully everything went well this morning, and I wrote you in Discord. I think that would be a great idea. Lama Larek, hello Nouveau Riche. How deep this retracement might be expected? We're going to analyze the chart. Of course, we have a deeper retracement now as well. Price moved down. Perfectly fine. Not a surprise. And hit support here. Ace Winner, welcome. Daryl Dunbar, retraced to 59.78. Let's see. Charbel, how you doing? Offline. Mark, welcome. Reinfield, outdoor projects, building a structure. Okay, so mainly spent your weekend outside building. Progress has been made, no? Jen, welcome. Love the opportunities. Yeah, dips give opportunities, but also, of course, moves up give opportunities to short. But in general, I think, when you look at the market, most people prefer to be in longs than in shorts. I actually wonder if there's an official on-chain data source or whatever of longs versus shorts in the history of Bitcoin. That is the question, Mohammed. We'll analyze the chart in a second. First copy, welcome. Doing good. Had a good weekend, had a good morning. A lot on the agenda for this week. So the live streams will be 45 minutes to an hour. I really can't go longer because I got so much to do, and also we want to finish stuff like the Elliott wave PDF, which will still take a while. Not like because of Jeroen, but because of my ass being so busy with different things at the same time. So I am considering adding another team member to the channel. Someone specialized in social media distribution of content on different platforms, and also to support Jeroen, possibly some editing skills on other documents, and a benefit would be videographer, because if I go to events or stuff, it would be fun to take a videographer with, and a little bit like Gary V style. Thinking about a social media guy. It's an idea. There's so much going. So everything that happens now is completely unexpected with YouTube, and I just gotta dedicate time to, or give stuff to other people so I can get to my own stuff. You know what I mean? That's typical building a business or building a team, building a channel. Christian, welcome. Good to have you here. Harut, happy belated birthday. Thank you, sir. Yeah, 32 years old, yo. Jeez, Matias from Argentina, welcome. Have a good week. Welcome. Manfunguka from Tanzania. Everyone, the whole world is here. Rabbit Hole, welcome. Hudson Hall, Mandota, 50K. We'll see. Rocky, afternoon. RS Miller, Clumsy, welcome, man. Quad ride in the woods. Now we're talking. Now that is nice stuff. That's nice stuff. I like stuff with engines. Rosie, welcome. And offline, always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. So thanks for sending the emails, man. We got it sorted quickly. Manatav, not a videographer, but if you need I can always write me a DM if anyone is watching, and you and I also still need to still build a website, but that can be done with either a solo person, or if someone has a portfolio. If you build websites, you have a portfolio, send it to me in DM. Happy to check it out. But I'm also in touch with a company in the Netherlands, and I know another one. Plus, probably soon gonna, as mentioned, get a message out looking for a social media person. But Bilyamin, welcome. So with regards to social media, nice little bridge here. Before we jump into the content, always nice on Monday, talk about the weekend a little bit. And yesterday, so we live in the south of France. I'm doing bad on my posts, not gonna lie. I gotta post more, but I'm active on my stories. So if you go to my stories, then most of the stories from Saturday are gone, but happens. This was yesterday. So this is the port of Nice. We were walking here while going to Cap d'Isle, and eventually we went to the beach called Plage Mala, which is this place over here. Very nice area, very nice beach. It's what you see in in the movies, I suppose. It's fascinating. And then we walked from that beach on this trail. So this path, it is actually quite hidden. It's very calm, as you can see. There's barely anyone here. And this path from Cap d'Isle goes all the way to Monaco. So then we ended up in Monaco, and of course I know what's up in Monaco. Very, very familiar there with the Lamborghini store, so can't deny I had a quick look. Just looking, ... just looking. But that was my weekend. So very, very nice. And I can recommend, if you're in the south of France, Cap d'Isle it's a beautiful area. From Nice airport, I guess it's I guess it's an hour and a few minutes by bus. If you take the train, it's probably 45 minutes or something. And it's beautiful. It's a great area. Definitely enjoyed, and we will be back. We will be back. Okay, so let's start the analysis, no? XRP. Oh, we actually analyzed XRP in the live stream yesterday, the altcoin stream. Sibel, welcome. Nice to have you here. Yo, for the people that don't know, if you are looking for a rapper, message Sibel, because she is a rapper, by the way. How nice is that? That's really cool. So, yo, Sibel, if you have any a Spotify playlist or something with songs, you can always just share it in Discord, you know. Okay, let's get this going. And Sibel can also make songs with AI. That's kind of interesting. She did some songs for the channel as well. They're in my folders. It's difficult to really use these as like a theme song, because the theme song for the channel is it's pretty much what we have now and use most of the time. No, okay, let's get started. I actually want to talk about the 1 hour time frame first before going to higher time frames. So let's zoom in and talk about what's happening here first. Okay, time 17 minutes, perfect. So locally on the chart, right, over the weekend, price was ranging over here, and silver will know. But also, if you check the live stream yesterday, at the beginning of the live stream, even though it's an altcoin focused live stream, I analyzed Bitcoin, and we were looking for price to take out these lows, a WXY or ABC, and an ABC can also turn into a 1, 2, 3, but looking for a retracement. And if you did see the YouTube channel thumbnails before Saturday, you were reading, or you will read, is a retracement due, right? Looking for a retracement, like that sort of like stuff, especially on Friday. Now we hit resistance here, a monthly naked point of control, right? Price ranging over the weekend, and then overnight now moved down to support, which is the blue box you see on my chart here. Weekly naked point of control and the daily. So actually very, very nice, beautiful respect. Now from an Elliott wave point of view, your bearish scenario is an impulse to the downside. And in this case, we then have a finished wave 1 and a wave 2. Preferably, your wave 4 is not yet in. Let me clean everything up a little bit, because I haven't updated it since this morning. So if we do this. So we have our 1, we have our 2. And then preferably everything here is still a wave 3, right? And the reason we want this in a bearish scenario, meaning an impulse down, we want this to be a wave 3 is because actually time. Because if this range here, right, would be a wave 4, so 3 ends here, and then this is our 4, and then this is our 5, right? Imagine this is our 5 of an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look for a 3-wave correction, and another move down. If this is true, then your wave 4 is very short in time. You take a fib time from the start to the end of 2 to the low of 3. Now, a minimum target for a wave 4 would be the 3A2, right? Most commonly, a wave 4 is longer than a wave 2, right? It's very uncommon for 4 to be shorter than 2. More so to be shorter than the 3A2 of a wave 2. So you can see how short this range is. So it makes more sense, if we are looking for an impulse, to count wave 3 here, look for a 4, and then another 5. And then inside your 3, you here have a couple of 1, 2s or whatever, right? 1, 2, eventually you get your 3, and then your 4, and then your 5. So a 5-wave structure inside your wave 3. And then looking for a wave 4. Now let me pull this actually absolutely correctly from the high to the low of 3. And then this is your target area for your wave 4. So your target area is between the 236 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. We get to the probabilities, of course, in a second, right? And the 0.5, yeah, so 63.9 to 64.6. Now, it is common for a wave 4 of a higher degree, which is the white 4, to retrace to a wave 4 of a lower degree. And this, if we look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this range here would be counted as a wave 4 of a lower degree, as this is then a wave 4 of 3, because in 3 we then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is a lower degree 4, subwave of 3, and the wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to the price action of a wave 4 of a lower degree, which basically means that your main target area for your 4 would be this box between 64, almost 64.2 to 64.7K. In other words, getting close to like the 38205 area, right? Now your invalidation is this 618 at 64.9K. If price moves up and hits this level, this over here is not a wave 4, right? Incredible low probabilities to then count this as a wave 4. So of course we don't in that case. We will then look for other structures which we have in mind. I'm willing to share them, but I don't want to make things too complex. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Now, important for a wave 4, again, is time. So if we take a fib time from the start to the end of 2 to the end of our wave 3 here, then we want this wave 4 to finish as a bare minimum after the 382, which would be 8 p.m. Central European time today, right? Still a couple of hours, but preferably it finishes after the 1-to-1, which is Tuesday, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central European time. So what we are looking for in a bearish scenario is a range to form whenever, right? But a range to form that preferably is at least the length of 2, if not longer, compared to 2, and then another drop to the downside. So we can label it a wave 4, and then we look for a wave 5 to the downside, right? One more low, right? So this is the bearish scenario. Now this also means that in the bullish scenario, this is the low of a wave C. Now in the morning and in general, right, on the channel, we talk about the extensions of a wave C. 1 second here. Let me just use the 2.618. So because of the very short range here, preferably, as shown with the impulse down, this is not counted as a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 wave and then down. Based on time, the probabilities are higher. This is a lower degree 4 matching a lower degree 2. But that then means that this by itself is a single structure, which can result in an A, B, and a very extended C. Now, from a probabilities perspective, a wave C that is moving beyond the 1.618 trend-based fib extension, which you see here, taken from the start to the end of A to the end of B, the 1.618, right? If price moves beyond the 1.618, the probabilities go up for a wave 3, 4, 5 compared to an ABC. But it's crypto. We cannot forget about an ABC. So, for example, if price would move up and hits the 618, which is now sitting at 64.9K, I prefer to count this as an ABC, which is bullish as the probabilities increase to take the high, instead of a finished impulse, until proven otherwise. It's just probabilities. Probabilities are very low for a wave 4 to be shorter than a 382 fib time of 2, right? So therefore, if price would hit the 618, probabilities are higher. This is a 3 wave, which immediately, directional bias, increases probabilities to still take out this high at a later stage. Even if this ABC then becomes part of a WXY, or a double zigzag, or even a flat, but then we do take the high anyway. So, right? So the 618 is important on the chart, 64.9K. We hit some support, and now we observe the reaction. Right? That's what we do. So in the morning, we had our ABC, of course, potentially hitting the 1.618, and price moved down. Mentioned the support here, preferably, of course, higher probabilities were for an impulse down in the morning, the previous update. And in an impulse, what we were looking for is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the probabilities were higher to still move down after the morning analysis compared to having an ABC here. Now we got the move down. We extended past the 1.618, which is less common for a wave C compared to a wave 3. So therefore, an impulse would have higher probabilities, what you see now on the chart, compared to an ABC. Now we hit some support, as you can see, which is of course interesting. Maybe start a bit of a range here, get some clarity. It's still very, very young, right? It's just a very short structure so far. Nothing really happened. We didn't really get any sort of retracement. Bit of volume coming in, but it's give it a bit of time. So this is what's happening locally on the 1 hour time frame. As mentioned, support is hit. Your resistance all the way up here, 65.7, 65.9. If I open all my levels, then you understand why. So we hit the weekly naked point of control, and the daily is the lower end of the box, and then here we have a daily and daily naked point of control. So that's the areas of resistance and support that I have in these boxes. The white box here is simply I can actually remove this. Is there anything else here? 1 second. No. Yeah, I'll remove this. Clean up the chart. So very nice. So on the 1 hour. Because of the extension, probability is higher for an impulse compared to an ABC. The 0.618 changes the probabilities. Probabilities would then be higher if you hit 64.9 or almost like 65 basically. If you hit it, probabilities increase. This is an ABC, increases probabilities to take the high at a later stage. ABCs can be part of bigger corrective structures. Nothing moves up or down in a straight line. As shown by the chart, it moves in waves. Beautiful. Elliott waves. So that's that on the 1 hour time frame. So let's go to the 4 hour. Do want to talk a little bit about the 4 hour. And not sure if Sam is here. If Sam is here, hi Sam. But Sam asked a nice question this morning. And I actually want to... oh yeah, here. Nice. Welcome, Sam. He asked a good question this morning, and I really like it when people think twice and think for themselves as well. You know, it's very good for training purposes and learning Elliott waves and understanding Elliott waves. And it gives me an opportunity to give some extra feedback or share some extra knowledge. So I will share with you 2 4-hour time frame scenarios, and then go to a question that Sam asked this morning, which I answered. And hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight to why I have these 2 4-hour scenarios and not a third one on the chart just yet. Teaser. We'll talk about that in a second. So, okay. First scenario on the chart here is your ABC, right? Now in a ABC, which is a zigzag structure, so 5, 3, 5, ABC. I now want to actually remove this. There we go. So in an ABC, your target area for C is on the chart. 1 to the 1.236 trend-based fib extension taken from the start to the end of A to the end of B, 65.4, 67.4, which included this resistance area. And after an ABC, you want to see a more significant move to the downside. Now, this ABC on a daily time frame can fit in a diagonal, right? So you want this ABC for a leading diagonal on a daily chart. So that's again zooming out, right? But that's for another time. So in this case, you want a deeper retracement to the downside, right? And in a diagonal, by the way, you want it to be a zigzag family structure. So either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction and another 5 simple zigzag, or a W, X, Y, right? So then this is an ABC correction, ABC, perfectly fine, or a WXYXZ, right? That's what you're going to be looking for. In other words, impulsive structures to the downside. Your invalidation is the high. Now, if we take a Fibonacci from the low to the high, then your minimum retracement target really is the 382, which is sitting at 61.2K. And then commonly 05786, which is 59.5 to 55.3. Now looking at some areas of support, let's see if I got anything going on. It's quite like this. It's quite empty here. The daily naked point of control at 60.2. Okay, you know, and then we pretty much have 58.2. So, you know, those are the levels of interest, right? The boxes are well respected, but they are usually based on horizontals like these. So yeah, there's not too much going on here. Important. So ABC, and then you look for a move down. Now, at the end of last week, right, we were ranging for a long time and price was moving up. And here we started talking about, we got to look for a bit of a retracement, no? And it was in confluence, looking for a retracement was in confluence with a more bullish scenario, which is an impulse to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. Because even in a wave 4, we are looking for a retracement to the downside. Right, and not price to just continue. So that was the reason for the thumbnails and the titles at the end of last week, where we said, you know, we're looking for a retracement. No, like we're also close to resistance, weekend coming in. It's all adds up. So in this case, in this scenario, we are then looking for 4 and 5. Now, higher degree 4 is the blue one, lower degree 4 is the wide sideways range, preferably a wave 4 of a higher degree, retraces to the price action of a wave 4 of a lower degree. No problem to wick the lows, but you do not really like to see candles close below this range. Lowest the probabilities for it to be a wave 4. Invalidation, 60.9K, taken from the low to the high of your 3. And if we look at time, I got to quickly check here. Start of 2, end of 2, end of 3. Then, did we actually make the low on top of it or not? Yes, so the low is made currently on top of the 1-to-1 fib time, which basically means that your wave 2 here is the exact same amount of time as your wave 4. So from a time perspective, right, if you would have an ABC here and price would move up to hit that low time frame, 64.9K or 65K, right, there is at least the possibility for a finished ABC in a 4 and a continuation in 5. Now, of course, a wave 4 can be bigger structures, no problem, right? An ABC, if you do get an ABC and you move up to 65, opens the door for pretty much any other corrective structure, because a zigzag can be part of a double combo, double zigzag, a flat structure, triangle, and then we pretty much summarized everything. So it depends on the move up. If the move up is impulsive, we're going to look for 5, meaning a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is going to be corrective, 3-wave structures, then we are going to look to extend wave 4 sideways, right? Now, at the moment, we didn't hit 65, right? The lower time frame probabilities so far until you hit 65 wouldn't support an ABC due to the extension here to the downside, but at least we know how the probabilities change if you do hit it. So yeah, this is nice. Let's remove the lower degree and then put wave 3 here. Okay. And put the fib time in the folder. And now comes the question of Sam. I like these type of questions. So Sam this morning in the feedback and the Q&A channel here asked the following. Shouldn't the bullish scenario look different? In this scenario of your update, the wave 3 does not leave the base channel at all. Wouldn't that foster the idea of a larger 1-2? This is what I just showed, right? Something like this. And then he shares his chart. So this is the chart of Sam. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Wait, can I zoom in? No. Interesting. Anyway. Let's do it. You can't really see it. It's interesting. I can't. Oh, now I can. Okay, cool. So I opened it in a different way and now I can. Nice. So in this case, 1, 2, 1, 2. So a double 1, 2, right? And then you can see he has the base channel on the chart. I'll explain this in a second and pull it on the chart as well, right? And then he also writes here the probabilities, right? So we have a shallow wave 2 in green, which is this one here. The 382 is a target still for a wave 2, but it is shallow, right? It's less common. And second wave 1, longer than the first one. Gotta love to see it, right? Which is true. So the base channel. There's only 3 rules in Elliott waves, right? Which is wave 2 cannot go beyond the origin of 1. Wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest, and 4 and 1 are not allowed to overlap in an impulse. If we look at the base channel, we're going to put a few things on the chart now. So base channel taken from the start of the start of wave 1 to the end of 2 to the end of 1, right? If we count this as a 1, 2, 3, and then eventually a 4, 5, then you can see we hit the lower end of the base channel, right? Not too great for an impulse. And what you also see is that wave 3 never moved out of the base channel. It's also interesting, no? And preferably a wave 3 moves out of the base channel. Now the reason why I still have first, before I move into very bullish scenarios, because a double 1, 2 is very bullish, before in a bullish 4-hour time frame scenario, I move to a double 1, 2, I basically want to see a wave 4 invalidated. Because this move up is longer than your wave 1. So if we count it as an impulse, your wave 3 is still longer than your wave 1. So a minimum rule is respected, right? And what I wrote to Sam here as well is the short-term price movement between looking for a wave 4, as here, or a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, is the same. Because in both cases, you look for that retracement to the downside. And this retracement then gives us more information, right? And therefore, I prefer to be conservative over very bullish scenarios like a double 1, 2, right? Wave 3s don't have to break out, though they commonly do. Only rule is that a wave 3 can't be the shortest, and it's longer than wave 1 already. Also, the wave 4 targets are shallower than wave 2 targets, another reason to first observe the reaction in this area before moving down into wave 2. So therefore, and then keep an eye on the impulse, alternative is the double 1, 2, right? So I like to keep an eye on an impulse. And I have in the back of my mind and in my folders a double 1, 2 here as a bullish scenario. Because of course, if we look at the channel, it's not preferred that a wave 4 breaks the lower trend line of a base channel. You do want it to break the lower trend line of a trend channel, by the way, which is taken from the end of 1 to the end of 3 to the end of 2. And you can see we hit it. So this would be a trend channel, right? Preferably you break that. So I think that question is really, really good. It shows that that Sam is also thinking for himself. Very, very valid points as well. And in both of the cases, you are still looking, of course, in that bullish scenario for price to take this high. The short-term price movement should be the same in a 4 and a 2. And depending on the structure, that's where I like to switch things around and eventually might divert to a double 1, 2. But the reason, I generally like to be more conservative than very bullish. So the ABC here, or an impulse with the alternative, strong alternative being then a double 1, 2. Second wave 1, little longer than your first wave 1, not an invalidation though. But it's about the retracement. So it's most interesting to keep an eye on what's happening here. Do we get 3 waves or 5 waves, which will then give us more information about the 4-hour time frame structure, right? So very good, very good, very good. I like these type of questions, right? It doesn't show it's not like it's a question which is based on knowledge, which is really good, right? So Sam has been learning, asked a question based on Elliott wave knowledge, some of the best questions that you can get. So very valid points, very good question. and it gives me the opportunity to talk about it during the live stream as well, and hopefully more people learn something. So let's see what price gives us locally, but yeah, conservative impulse, more bullish would be a double 1-2, right? That so it's 100% a valid scenario, and you should have it in your folders. As in talking to Sam, you shouldn't remove it. You should keep it, because that scenario might very soon become a higher probability bullish scenario. Are we still on track for Lambo this month? I don't know. Are you? How are you doing with your portfolio? So the question Locksky is asking is, are we going up? Because I think, what was it, Locksky? Like at a certain number, you were like gonna get a Lambo or whatever. But this month, I mean, this month is equals September. This is the final day. So unless shit hits the fan and we get some crazy impulsive moves, you might not be able to get your Lambo this month. So yeah, with regards to the 1 hour time frame, this is the most interesting time frame at the moment. On a 4 hour time frame, the two scenarios that we are looking for is impulsive or ABC. Now in both scenarios, we look for a move down, and this move down basically decides the probabilities for the 4 hour time frame. So that is why on the 1 hour it's most interesting, and this is where everything happens. Yep. So tada. If we end up in a double 1-2, how does this affect the daily? In that case, so daily time frame, right? So then there's going to be two scenarios. I probably have them in my folders here, but no, let me check. So first is the mega bullish. So this, I haven't changed these for a short while, so let me just do that. I have to update time frames I don't talk about every day. No? So yeah, you're going to be looking for a 2, and then your most common wave 2 target would be this, and then your invalidation would be this. So this, of course, would be your very bullish scenario, and as you know, I prefer to be conservative. So a big 1-2, your 2 here is 8 times longer than your 1. It's not a great structure. Now your second one would be not that one. Let's see if I can find it. I must have it somewhere. Double 1-2, but that's not the question. Oh, this one, where we then have a finished triangle in Y and then another 1-2, but that would mean this. All right. Yeah, so that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. But then it's not a double 1-2. Now you count a single 1-2. So on the daily, you're going to look for a multi 1-2, right? Where you have something like this, multi 1-2. You can't end the correction at this low, right? You can't end the whole 6-month correction at this low at the moment. It's either here, or we're not finished yet. So you're either in a very bullish scenario, like this is answering a question. We're not talking probabilities here, but you're going to be looking for a multi 1-2, or you're going to be looking for a finished triangle Y and then a single 1-2. Yeah. Yo, Luck Pro, by the way. Welcome to Diamond, man. Welcome to the team, yo. Make sure to fill in the form that Jeroen mentioned here, and we will get you sorted. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. Working on your plan and strategy. That's what's gonna happen. Yo, cheers. And we're gonna send you an email as well. So make sure to fill in the form, and we will get you sorted very, very soon. Yes, 15 minutes, and then New York is open. New York is open. Also, by the way, Luck Pro, You've been a member in what? Gold? Because of course you have the golden badge, so you must have been part of the, I think gold, no? For this is at least your third month minimum because of the golden badge. So yeah, probabilities on the 1 hour are higher for an impulse compared to an ABC because of the extension down, and on the 4 hour we just wait for the 1 hour really. The 1 hour provides the clarity for the 4 hour time frame. We have an impulse on the chart, we have an ABC on the chart, but it's much more interesting to look at what's happening locally. And we did hit support, and for a wave 4 one needs to wait for a significant range to be in, or it needs to be made, needs to be printed. So yeah, we just observe the reaction now while price is at support, no? And then take it from there. Yeah, also from a CVD perspective, there's not much going on the right side of the recent low. So that's what I prefer to look at. The right side of the recent low, and even here the move up, mini bullish CVD, but there's not much going on from a CVD perspective. So it's, you know, it's not much to analyze yet. So yeah, that's basically it. From a news perspective, thanks Mark, by the way, around 8 p.m., 7:55 p.m. Central European time, we have news. Powell is speaking. What are the expectations? Are people like, yo, this is going to be volatile, or is this just going to be like boring stuff? I don't really follow that. Yeah, Central European time. Yeah, correct. So cool. Wow, thanks, Jeroen. Jeroen is quick, yo. Elliott wave, when did we start? We started at like, I think 17 or something. Something like this. I'll check it after, pin a message. Quick look up here. Sibel also makes kufte and kebab. Yo, when do we go for dinner, Mark, at Sibel's house? Hendrik, welcome. Good to have you here. 62, 61.5, long liquidity would be a key area. Yeah, so like below the support that we have here, there's just not much going on. So you would quite easily drop to those areas if you really lose this. Of course, you can swing failure pattern the lows here. There's liquidity, of course, 62.4. But the moment you get down here, yeah, there's not much going on. Let me check the 4 hour volume profile. Yeah, so value area, so value area high, 62.4. But if that fails, yeah, then here you are, right? You go below 60, which is also daily naked point of control. This is a nice one, value area low in confluence with a couple of dailies here, but that's very deep. So step by step, currently at support, see what the reaction brings us. And on the daily, let's see, on the daily, where is it? This one? Nope, this one. Okay. Potentially, the potential of retesting the POC again. So around 63. On a weekly time frame, by the way, the probabilities remain higher for the bulls, right? Like nothing changed here. Just I haven't actually spoken about the weekly for a while, but where is it? Here. Your highest probability scenario remains seeing new all-time highs. This is your conservative bullish scenario, which is always most important, with then the more bullish scenario being a double 1-2 and much higher prices. But it's much better to be conservative in a plan and better be safe than sorry compared to having one little TP at 400k, which never gets touched because price reverses at 120 and then goes down back to 50. And then you're like, oops. But all the people were talking, yeah. According to volume, 3 of 3 may have not started yet. On a high time frame blaster or 4 hour? On the 4 hour, in that case, that indeed, depending on the move we have here, could be interesting for that double 1-2, yes. Let's check time, by the way. If we take it from here to here, 382, then preferably, so if we are looking for another 1-2, we definitely like to extend the correction in time to finish at least after the 382 preferably, and also in price, because we didn't actually touch the 382 fib. So you preferably still create a deeper retracement and a longer in time retracement, so that supports one another. Now, then again, does this become a 5 and then a 3-5, right? Cool. If this becomes a 3-wave structure and you hit 65 now, there's many options. We have to wait and see how price then moves up. Turkish cuisine is very versatile. Plenty of meat dishes. Does the ABC fit into the channel? Yes, it does. Kebabs and scrambled eggs. Yeah. Restaurant Sibel, yeah. We are the best team when it comes to barbecue. I prepare all the meat and chicken and he grills it to perfection. Getting hungry now. Extended wave 1, not invalidated just yet. An extended wave 1, but are you then... I'm not sure how you would count this as an extended wave 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be a wave 1 then, yeah, and then a retracement before continuation. That's true. But we don't call this an extended wave 1. An extended wave 1 would be if wave 1 is the longest, right? So we would then have a wave 1 long, then a 2, and then a 3, a 4, and a 5, where 3 and 4 are quite similar in length, but your 1 is the longest and has the highest volume as well. Which at the moment it's not something I'm looking for on the chart here. Yes and yes. We were here, we answered this. Yesterday, Altstream was first time seeing ETH not being voted. People don't care about ETH anymore. Could be a bullish sign. No, is that a question? I personally don't include the voting of the alts in my bullish or bearish analysis. Would be funny if people actually do include, but you know, there's many alts in the world of alts. We have done Ethereum many times, like many weeks in a row. So naturally, at some point, people like, you know, well, not too much has changed, so people vote for other stuff. I wouldn't really, based on a voting, think it's bullish or bearish. It's you can check the analysis of 2 weeks ago on Ethereum. If you trade on weekly, a trend channel between 1, 2, 3, it's interesting that we're currently struggling to re-enter the channel. Yes, that is correct, Blaster. On the weekly, yeah. So we broke the trend channel. So what he's talking about, by the way, everyone, is yeah. Let me just remove that and then do this. Oh. So and then I think I still have the trend channel. Here we go. So this is a trend channel, right? Taken from the end of 1 to the end of 3 to the end of 2, and then an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want wave 4 to break the trend channel. And yeah, and eventually you of course look for price to continue up in a wave 5, which then results in an end channel, which is this one, where preferably 5 ends in the upper half. So yeah, it's quote unquote, I mean, struggling to re-enter the trend channel, but also here it's not like the only reason to use the trend channel is to check if it breaks for a wave 4, which it did. So for a potential wave 4 at least. So there's the potential therefore for the impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I personally am not really looking at, oh, does it re-enter, does it not? Of course, there's also still double 1, 2 potential if this here is your low. But that's the most bullish scenario. But yes, Blaster, I agree. Definitely interesting to keep an eye on. Okay, Sam is going on his bike again. Loves biking in Austria. Racing bike, I believe it is. What about the triangle with wave E on the daily 16th of September? I think that's the scenario I've shown when I was talking about that triangle, which is, yeah. So that is this one. That one. Now, a triangle in a wave Y is not particularly common. Wave E is very shallow. I'm never a big fan of triangles, not gonna lie. They're actually not as common as people would sometimes deem them to be. You hit the 382, which is a minimum target, so that's at least solid. But yeah, it has potential. So correct, like, or what's the question? What about the triangle? Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, I have it on my chart. Invalidation is clear, and in that case, you want to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to look for a wave 2 down. So you then take a fib, and you want at least a 382 to be touched. And your common target would be 62 to 59.4. Mariella, I'm here for Mark Dutch, my favorite Dutch. Yo, Mark is so popular on the internet. Yeah. Welcome, Mariella. Start of the high time frame waves are looking like hidden, as we see in the third at 25k and like 3. Do you think market can manipulate these? Start of the high time frame waves, I guess you mean the daily from 49 or the 4 hour looks like hidden. 3 wave structures. Yeah, I mean, it's quite rare to get a perfect impulse, right? In the end, it's all probabilities. And when you get an absolute like perfect impulse, it doesn't mean it's a wave 1 or A. Very much a wave C, this one. But yeah, it like the textbook structure is a very clear like, oh yeah, 1 and then 2 and then 3 and 4 and 5. But of course, rarely ever is it that clear, right? So at the beginning here, we were actually, by the way, looking for, or an option was a double 1, 2. And even though you're like, yo, how do we count this as a nice impulsive structure, right? From the low here, you can see we have high 1, high 2, high 3. And if not using these 3, then you have this as a 1, 2, 3. So you can instead of being very accurate with like how do we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you count the amount like the tops. And if you can count 3 tops, right, there's at least the potential of an impulse, because an impulse is actually a 3 top structure. 1, top 1, 2, 3, top 2, and then 4, 5, top 3. Right? Solid move off the low. And then this is where things, the retracements, so I always say the ranges give you most of the info. This is what gives you info. This is what gives you the info. So probabilities were much higher. This is a corrective move down, especially with this move to the upside here. Of course, dodgy move, right? Quick move up, quick move down, didn't actually take that low on the left as well. And then we move up. And then we create overlap, right? And then we move up again. And then we have like this weird high volume, relatively high volume candle over here, right? But that's the way it is. if you don't know, oh, is this an impulse, yes or no, just look at the retracement. And that's why this is most interesting, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only rule in Elliott waves is that wave 1 and price action in 4 are not allowed to overlap, right? No. Other than that, you would count this as a flat. And then here, you have a very nice ABC with the staircase structure in the C, which is something that is nice to see. And we had bullish CVDs here. And then we also have bullish CVDs here, and bullish CVDs here, and bullish CVDs here, and etc. Right? So it becomes more interesting to look at the retracement. And once the retracement proves to you like, yo, probabilities are higher, this is corrective, right? You're going to be looking for price to take the high. And then once it takes the high, you take it from there. Now, this was an interesting spike. That was the clicking the wrong button. Yo, where did my my arrow go? I must have changed something accidentally. Scales and lines. Status. Last day? No. I used to have a button here to move my chart all the way back to where we are now. I don't know where it is. I maybe accidentally clicked on something, but yeah. Which wallet would you recommend? Are you like, when you talk about wallets, what are you talking about? Are you talking ledger, Trezor, hot, cold, just an exchange, or more like Meta, or what's that thing, the wolf logo? I don't use that stuff myself. Like where you have multiple wallets in one thing. Look, it depends on what you're doing. If you invest in Bitcoin like long term, right? Most people would probably recommend a cold wallet, which is then like a Ledger or a Trezor or whatever, to get it off any online environment. It has its benefits. It also, of course, has its negatives. No? If you are a trader and you want to use your funds to go in and out positions, in that case, you want to use just like an exchange, right? And then you have an online wallet, which is just your like portfolio, no? Like and in that case, I'm personally active on Blowfin as a trader. Now everyone's personal choice might be different. I have a few in the description if you're curious. But yeah. Thanks for your work, concerning trying to understand Elliott wave theory, and apparently you are the man for that. Yeah, I mean, thanks for being here and at least checking out the channel. Of course, if you want to know more, let me know. But yeah, we have on the channel like the beginners playlist, which it's called beginner playlist. It's very short videos, very to the point. So you know, if people are completely new, probably the best thing to do is to first read about Elliott waves in either Elliott Wave Principle, which is a book, or the link mentioned in the description, which is a public link, not affiliated. Everyone can access that link. And it's in the description. It has a laptop logo. It's below Elliott Wave Education, and then there's a laptop emoji in front. And just read it once, then summarize it and make notes, and then go into the beginner playlist. I think that from an educational point of view, if I look at how I am currently teaching my wife a couple of things in trading, I realize like, you know, the beginner videos might actually be, because they're very short and to the point, they might go way too quick. So if I would do like a course, right, like which in diamond or in gold, by the way, we do have stretched and longer videos, live streams, but yeah, that is more newbie friendly than the, I guess, online playlist. But yeah, benefiting goals, I suppose. Oh, there we go. Michael, yo, look at me doing marketing. I'm immediately how do you call it? Converting. That's a joke, of course. Wasn't meant to happen. But yo, Michael, welcome. It's sarcasm. So, Michael, welcome. Good to have you here, Michael Crum Hansen. Good to have you in the team. Top step of the podium. So make sure to fill in the, how do you call it? The form. If let's see if one of the mods has it. Marketing is my task, Kun. I know. Yo. Membership form. Mark, I'm doing your marketing here. Michael, make sure to fill in this form, and we will get you sorted as soon as we can. Welcome to the Gold team, man. It's very active. Like, I really enjoy every morning. I look in Gold when I wake up. I check the chat because we have an Elliott Wave chat there, and there's great analysts, great discussion, and I always enjoy when I wake up checking out. Like, I'm scrolling, I'm reading. So. Yeah, it's always enjoyable, always good to see. Besides, of course, lots of other stuff happening in there. Wanted to catch some Elliott waves this morning. Good to have you here. Do you have any position, Kun? No. And the reason for that is that I sold at resistance. I got out of my position because I was looking for a retracement and we hit resistance. And during the weekend, I did other stuff, and I don't really want to be in trades because then while I'm doing other stuff, I'm thinking about positions. So, and then the move down happened overnight, which is no problem. So at the moment, I am not involved. I was involved in the move up, but I sold everything at resistance. So now I just look for a new opportunity. So just waiting for price to give me that opportunity, but with my style, it generally takes a few hours before I do something after any support or resistance is hit. So it takes a bit of time. No worries, Jeroen. Of course, also the mods have access to the membership form link. So. Okay. That being said, everyone, it's been a nice hour and almost 10 minutes with you all. But as mentioned at the beginning, this week is we have a lot to do. Also, if we want to finish a couple of things for you guys. So I will quickly continue with what I have to do. In the background, some other business and work, and also some personal stuff because we moved to France. So, there's still some stuff that we have to do as well. So thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out, and make sure you trade safe. Tonight there's going to be some news at around 8 p.m. See what happens. I'm not yet sure if I make a video tonight or might go live to see what the news does, because I don't know if it's going to be volatile or not. So I might actually have to ask in Discord to see what people think, and then make a decision based on that. So yeah, let's see where price is when we approach 8 p.m. and might go live, but usually it's a video, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for being here, and tonight will always be an update, video or stream, and then tomorrow afternoon is always going to be a live stream again, and in the morning, of course, an update. So see you later. Have a good day.